what's Dajjal going to do? I can remember once a Christian guy came to me and said, Islam is a Dajjal religion. I was like, interesting. That's very ironic. You believe God is a man, done miracles. You believe that. Okay, so when Dajjal comes, he's going to be a man. He's going to do miracles. He's going to claim to be divine. I wonder who will fall for that. Muslims or the Christians?
Now, here's a problem. He's saying the Messiah is going to come and claim to be divine. And he's saying, you Christians will fall for it. Muslims will not fall for it. Okay, but Ali Dawah, you said that the Jewish Messiah, the Messiah that the Jews believe in, is going to be the Dajjal. How are Jews going to believe in a Messiah that's claiming to be God? You're saying the Jews, and he's saying the Jews and the Christians are both going to fall for the Dajjal. Look at how dumb this is. He's saying Jews and Christians are both going to fall for the Dajjal. Then when he's talking about why the Christians are going to fall for the Dajjal, it's like, oh, because he's a man who claims to be divine. Okay, is that what the Jews are going to believe? You can't have it. You can't have it both ways, Ali Dawah.
Oh, I didn't think about that, but I think the Jews will actually change their mind this time.
Yeah, then they're going to believe it. Yeah, I believe that they're going to think, oh yeah, but no, this guy's claiming to be divine. Yeah, now we'll believe in him. Yeah, and Ali Dawah. Think about how absolutely stupid and clueless this guy is. Jesus warns, hey, false messiahs are going to come. They're going to mislead many. He says his return is going to be so obvious, no one can dispute it. So it's not going to be some guy who comes along and goes, hey, I'm divine, everyone. And Christians go, oh, okay, duh.
Plus, he's also acting like he's doing that whole thing again. He's acting like, whoa,
look, it is predicted that the Dajjal will be a man, and he will do magic, and he will be a man, and he will claim to be divine. Whoa, you see, how could this be? You know who believes that? Christians believe that.
Could it be that this narrative was made up because Christians believe in the divinity of Jesus?
How do you refute someone whose followers are so insanely stupid that he can contradict himself 57 times in 2 minutes? I mean, how do you go and point it out to them? They're not going to listen to you. Oh, who are we going to believe? Ali Dawah, our hero, or you, who's pointing out facts and logic? And then the Dajjal he describes is something that people would never automatically fall for. You couldn't. Different groups would reject him for different reasons. This is what that book somehow does to people, because look, I mean, he's popular for a reason. Have we ever watched a video where he wasn't like this, like completely idiotic?
They are waiting for the Messiah to come. Now, why? Now, this is something very, very interesting, guys. So, panel, just deep this for a second. Brothers and sisters, the Messiah did come. It was Jesus, peace be upon him. We believe in this. His miraculous birth, the miracles that he done. He was the Messiah. They tried to kill him, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved him from their hands. Now, because they rejected the true Messiah, which was Jesus, because of their arrogance and because of their attitude of killing the prophets, as you can see, that's why the covenant was taken.
Why did people reject Jesus? People wanted him dead, Ali Dawah. People wanted him dead. Claiming to be the Messiah is not something you'd put someone to death for. So he did something that really, 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 really ticked people off. What was that? Going around telling, if you look at the Jesus of the Quran, there's no way this guy would have even slightly offended a Jew.
No, you're misrepresenting it. Clearly, the Jews of the time, they wanted him dead. The Pharisees, they wanted him dead because he kept saying to them, believe in one God. Believe in one God, worship one God, follow the true religion.
Yeah, that's Jesus. That's Jesus in the Quran. Jesus is going around telling them, hey, guys, you should believe in one God. Just worship one God. Don't worship a bunch of gods. Just worship one God. And the Jews are like, you have to die for telling us this. Like,
oh, dare you?
The Islamic view never, ever makes sense of any of the evidence, the actual evidence that we have. And Ali Dawah is making it look like Islam got the only view that makes sense. Yeah.
The Christians believe that God came down as a man and done miracles, and so they believe in this concept that God can be a man, he can come down, claim to be divine, and do miracles.
What's he saying? God can't come down. This is the same guy who said that if God enters creation, he wouldn't be God. And then when people were asking him how Allah descends from the highest heaven down to where we are to hear people's prayers, he said, but he does it in the way that befits his majesty. It's like, oh, okay, he can do it.
That is an actual hadith that Muslims believe is entirely authentic, according to which Muhammad said that Allah comes down every night to the lowest heaven or to the heaven of the earth and stays there for a while to listen to prayers and to basically answer the prayers of his believing Muslims, and then after a while he leaves. This doesn't make much sense because it's always night somewhere on the earth.
Allah has to keep flying back and forth throughout the day. he's going back and forth. He's super fast, but he can do that because he's Allah.
Yeah.
But think about this. He can travel back and forth super fast. So guys, so Allah's up here. He's up here on his throne. But to hear people's prayers, he has to descend to get really close to them. He has to get way closer to them because he can't hear from far away. So he has to get really close to hear people's prayers. But he does this in the night, right? But AP's pointing out, well, night changes, right? It's night over here, but then later on, it's night over here and so on. So if Allah has to keep descending to catch people at night, then Allah's just going back and forth. So he's really fast, but not very good hearing. He can't hear. He can't hear unless he's close up, but he's super fast. He's really, really fast. Because keep in mind that the lowest heaven is our entire universe and all the stars. You have to go beyond that to get to the other heavens and so on, to eventually get to the highest heaven. And so Allah is traveling a really far distance. He's super fast, way, way, way faster than the speed of light, massively faster than the speed of light. Ears, not very strong.
I would even argue that the hadith, that this narration is so illogical that there is simply no way to reasonably explain it, and that this would put serious doubt on the credibility of Muhammad, or should, if you are a Muslim. That the hadith is just, it doesn't make sense. It is illogical. If you believe in a flat earth where night and day is the same everywhere on this earth, yeah, sure, you could explain that. But if you acknowledge that the earth is not flat, that we are in this universe, and that night and day are quite relative depending on where you are on the earth, and it's always night somewhere on the earth, then yeah, the hadith doesn't make any sense at all. It can't be explained. It is ignorant.
Yeah, so guys, think about what Ali Dawah is saying here. The Jews are in trouble because they rejected Jesus. And the Jesus that they were rejecting, according to the Quran's view, it makes no sense. It makes no sense why anyone would have rejected a Jesus it makes no sense why any first century Jew would have rejected a Jesus who's walking around saying, hey, everyone, believe in God. Just make sure you worship one God, not a bunch of other gods. Just worship one God. Makes zero sense at all that people would have had a problem with them. And then he's saying Christians are dumb because, Christians believe that God can enter creation as a man, which, if you believe in God, God could definitely do that. He has the power. Even Old Testament, God could appear and walk around with people. And he's the one, according to him, he's got the only view that makes sense. And this is a guy who believes in an Allah who can't hear a person's prayers unless he moves real fast, gets a quick listen, then bolts back, gets down. Like everyone's like striving to listen to things, like even the demons, right? They have to sneak up into heaven. They have to sneak up into heaven to hear Allah's plan so that they can then run back. And that's when Allah hurls a star at them and it becomes a shooting star when he hurls it at a demon. But then Allah, think, the demons, they can't hear Allah's plans unless they get really close to him. That's why they have to sneak up. But Allah can't hear anyone else unless he travels down. So sound is apparently a difficult thing in Islam for even for demons and for Allah himself. You have to be really close to someone to get a good listen. And therefore, Allah's just bouncing up and down all day, every day, listening to prayers around the world because he can't hear them. And he's saying, you see, that's why we got the truth.